which is susceptible to damage and being corrupted. For what reason? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I'm an electronics engineer.
Cool, yeah, electronics engineer.
So, as far as your argument,
yeah,
I can see a flaw in it.
What is the flaw?
The flaw is you're assuming that electronic media is better to conserve than any other means.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And the other means you're referring to is the book.
The book's pretty much book, yeah.
Right?
Paper, yeah.
But that's not how Qur'an was revealed.
Doesn't matter. No, I'm talking about the intelligence, the being that you're claiming that
there is a better way than electronics.
What is it?
It's the passing through how we call it, the revelation by word of mouth.
How is that better than electronic?
Because nowadays, an electronic bomb can wipe up
all the storage. Communication. Communication. We're not talking about devices that they kill. Communication.
To the preserving of this communication.
Right.
This communication has led to a book. As you are concerned, and you're saying
many books,
right? But nowadays we have hard disks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those electronic media that you're referring to as better.
Yeah.
Well,
for transmitting data and information.
Books and electronic media can be destroyed.
Yeah, I know both they can. But I'm saying which one's more reliable?
But it didn't exist.
It doesn't matter if it exists. The universe, the guy who created the universe should know this way before.
No, he knows better than you.
How does he know better than me?
Let me tell you.
Yeah, you tell me.
The way the Qur'an was revealed to the people is by recitation and memorization, and not by books.
And that's the most reliable
Indeed. Until now, you'll find
I've received it.
That's susceptible to all of those.
That's the proof. The Qur'an is the same Qur'an as has been revealed since Prophet Muhammad.
How do you know that? What can you prove that it has been the same? What can you prove from
within this talk we cannot conclude it, right? But we have to refer to others who had done this exercise. And how many people have tried to prove that this Qur'an is not the same as what Qur'an is?
I'm sure many people.
You're right. They did attempt it. None of them has yet concluded that this Qur'an.
Why have they not concluded?
Because it is passed by word of mouth.
Which is
the Qur'an.
What? So you think word of mouth is much more secure? Right. You're saying it's much more secure. Word of mouth is much more secure.
That's what has been proved by
That's why it doesn't matter. I'm talking about the method you use to convey an important message.
So it is this method is better than books and electronic media. It doesn't matter about the speed, right?
It's not even about the speed. Right. It's about the method being used.
Right.
Paper is very susceptible to being corrupted, to being damaged.
And
and it takes a long time to be delivered.
So does hard disks.
What do you mean hard disk? I'm not talking about hard disk.
No, I mean
I'm talking about electromagnetism.
When you say email, when
you send an email, how long does it take to receive the email?
Has to go to a server. The server has to.
Even still, how long does it take to get to the message before it gets corrupted? Is it more likely for it to get corrupted than paper?
Yes. The email is easily to be.
So you're telling me, you would prefer to send a letter to your grandfather in Australia, if he lives in Australia, through a paper rather than use an email? Which one would you use more?
If the better is by phone.
Why? Why would you use
voice,
that?
he can hear exactly.
But why not paper? Why don't write him a letter? Huh? Why are you using the phone rather than the paper? Why are you using the phone
nowadays,
rather than
phone is
why nowadays? Why nowadays?
Even before, the word passing the word by mouth and memorizing it.
Yeah, but you're talking about the creator of the universe. He's supposed to be ultimately intelligent, right? He's supposed to be smart. So he should know from the beginning that the Big Bang happens, and electromagnetism is a medium. He can convey his message.
But this is not the best way.
Why is it not the best way? It is the best way. You're just choosing a telephone.
No.
I told you. Why are you not choosing paper then?
Because of the distance. Now we have the.
Now you're talking about distance. Right. How far is God?
Had there not been a telephone, okay, people has passed the Quran to all over the world without a telephone.
Even still, how long did it take?
It took whatever it took. I mean, during this process,
it took a long time, right?
To propagate to the.
How long? How long did it take?
It took some time, yes.
And take the same message and do it by electronic magnetism right now, and tell me how long it will take to deliver that.
So you expect the people, God knows.
No. I'm expecting the ultimate, the creator of the universe,
right, the creator doesn't
to analyze everything and use his intelligence to find the most reliable, fastest, and efficient method to convey the important message of the universe. So for a being to think that paper and transmitted to human beings is the best method just shows the stupidity in the creator himself.
It's not the best method.
What? The paper is not the best method?
No, I'm not
exactly saying. So why are you telling me the ultimate being of the universe used that method?
Because he did not use this method.
He did. You just said
the Quran.
So what did he use then?
The Quran is memorizing.
Exactly. Human beings, and then wrote it down on paper.
No, that's not important.
Exactly.
What they wrote. They wrote it only for to preserve it during their lifetime.
Why preserve it? Why not yet broadcast to every human being at once through the voice of maybe out from thunder, and everyone will receive the same message?
The Creator knows that you are not ready yet.
He will speak, like, you will get it, she will get it, everyone else will get the same message. Why write it on a piece of paper?
The Creator knows better that you are...
How does he know? But he already showed his stupidity by putting it on a piece of paper.
I did not finish my statement. The Creator knows better that you, during this period, from the time of Adam until now, just recently, you had a phone, or you had an email, or you had a high technology method to communicate. During this time, he knows that the people are not intelligent enough to create such products.
Why didn't he give the intelligence then, which was important then?
You are going to decide for God what he should do?
Of course. I have to. If you're telling me God is intelligent, I have to have a method to actually determine his intelligence.
I just proved to you that your intelligence did not come to the conclusion that the electromagnetic waves...
How can you say God is all-knowing, all-clever, all-intelligent, when you can't even determine what intelligence is? Yeah? If you're telling me God is intelligent, you need to demonstrate something that shows that intelligence. But if you just demonstrate that something that doesn't show intelligence.
In all God creation, there is no sense of intelligence?
Not at all. So the method he's used to convey the most important message is a piece of paper. He needs to use electromagnetism, which is much more efficient, that can be conveyed to everyone at once.
You seem to be concluding that intelligence only can be deduced from the
because he's claiming he's the ultimate intelligence.
Right.
You're claiming that.
But the creation is more than communication.
What do you mean? I'm talking about one part.
I know.
Of that. That's just one part.
But you're
asking a question. Why do you think life is a test? I'll ask you that question.
When you conclude that
God
did not make a means of communication or passing the Qur'an in another means, you were focusing only on one part of communication.
But that's just one part. I can go to another part.
But at the same time,
what did I ask in the beginning?
And I told you that better than the communication on books and electromagnetic or electrical means is the word of mouth.
That's just a tiny bit.
But it is better, is it not? Do you agree with me that it is better or not?
What?
That the Quran was...
No, that's not a better method at all. I'm not going to use paper. Why for?
Well,
if I know electromagnetism is much more beneficial than paper, why would I go and use paper for? That's actually showing my stupidity.
The facts tell us now that...
And if it's an important message, why would I use paper for?
Nobody said to use paper.
But you're saying the ultimate being of the universe saw these two way before him and said, look, electromagnetism and paper, what should I convey the most important message to? I'm going to choose paper.
There is a better one than these two. You think only these
What is the better one? You show me the better one then. From these two, paper or electromagnetism?
Haven't you heard it until now? I've been repeating it more than 10 times.
You said paper. And you demonstrated
I'm not saying paper.
People don't use paper anymore because paper is not efficient.
I did not say paper.
And it's not reliable.
You assume paper. I did not say paper.
Didn't you just say the Quran was conveyed in paper and
no,
it's better than
no.
Then what did you say?
You're not hearing. I'm sorry, you're not hearing.
Okay, what was the first question I asked you? I asked you about why do you think life is a test?
Yes.
If an all-powerful knowing being thinks life is a test, what is the test for? Is it for him to discover something? Is it a test for us? What is the test? What's the purpose of the test? You answer me. What is the purpose of the test of life?
It'll be all the process if he tries to do it.
You tell me.
Right, okay.
What is the purpose of life? Oh, no, not the purpose of life. I mean, what is the test? What is the purpose of the test in our life?
Which test?
Well, he says that, oh, God wants to test
No, you
us.
are talking to me now.
Yeah.
So which test are you talking about?
You claim that, oh, this life is a test.
I haven't made any claims. What are you talking
Muslims,
about?
He represents
No, you are talking to me.
Okay.
You brought me in, so I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What is it?
He claimed that our life is a test, so then we can get judged.
He claimed.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Are you just following his claim now?
Well, based on his claim, I'm asking
Right.
you,
Okay.
do you believe
Have
the
you-
same thing?
Right.
This life is a test.
Okay, it's
By
not
the way,
about.
I did not claim. You came to
I
me
was
with the-
about to say because I was listening to this.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, he hasn't made the claim. Who has made the claim?
He came with this
I asked him
Who
a
has
question.
made the claim?
I asked him a question, is this life a test? And he said, yes, it is a test.
So you asked the question.
Yeah, I asked the
And
question.
he said yes, it is a test.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, and I asked him, how is it a test when the all-powerful knowing being of the universe
Yeah.
knows everything from the start to end?
How do you know that?
because he claimed it. And this
Did you say he's all powerful, all
all
this?
knowing? Yeah,
Has he?
said that.
Did he tell you that?
He told me that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you accept that?
No, I don't accept that.
Why?
It's bullshit.
Why?
Because how can an all-powerful knowing being
Yes.
require a test for?
No. I asked you.
Yeah.
Do you accept that? You said no.
Except what? The statement that
Yes.
the God is all
Yes.
powerful me. No, because I don't believe in a God.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different issue. But if you do not believe, belief is a subjective
Yeah,
issue.
fair enough, yeah.
Yes. On a factual basis,
Yeah.
you have come to the conclusion there is no creator.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so this is just an exercise in semantics.
No, I just wanted to find out if he has any reasonable,
And
statements or
right,
arguments
excellent.
that shows-
That's
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
So what yardstick are you going to use to determine whether it's reasonable or not?
Well, logic, innit? That's the method I want to
Which
use.
logic?
The logic that
Standard
everybody uses.
normal logic.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is, yeah.
let's take this one.
Okay.
Yes? Just using the example, I'm sorry, I'm Shabir, you are brother? Chris. Yeah? Using just the example you were discussing just now about electromagnetism.
Yeah.
Okay? And the point he was making, look, it's not a reliable form, okay,
Yeah.
or media.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes?
yeah.
Now, if a solar storm hits, what happens to electronics?
It gets, cut off.
What do you mean cut off? What actually happens?
Well, it depends on how you showed it. You can use a Faraday's cage to protect it.
That's fine,
Yeah.
but if there is no cage
Yeah.
and a solar storm hits, what would happen?
Or the data gets either corrupted,
Corrupted or roasted completely?
completely, yeah.
Right, okay, is that reliable?
To that point, no, it's not reliable.
Okay, so now we have an issue here, okay? However, taking further what he said, Chris, and I did notice that although he was saying it, you actually never quote what he said. He said the best form is memory. Yeah? Now here is an issue that we need to consider.
Yeah.
Yes? You were insisting about why on paper.
Yeah.
Well, that shows a slight ignorance on how the Quran was actually revealed. Yes? So, if we take it a step further, we find that the revelation came, okay? And every Muslim will tell you, every year we Muslims take part in the month of Ramadan. Yes? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Right, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, every month in a year,
Yeah.
the Muslims attend the night prayers,
Yeah.
and the Quran is recited verbatim
Yeah.
by memory worldwide. That is a practice that began with the advent of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it has continued to this day worldwide. Now, just considering it on a logical footing, how do you prove there's an error in there?
What do you mean? How do you prove there's an error in there?
Yeah, how would you prove there's an error in this
What-
method?
what
In
type
this
of error
method, in this method of communication.
Oh, this method of communication.
Yes.
Well, we have Chinese whispers, isn't it? That sort of method where you pass.
That
on
requires
something to the
evidence.
next. What do you mean it requires evidence?
The Chinese whispers is just a statement.
Okay.
What is the evidence? That's what I asked. How
Is
can
the
you prove it
evidence to
wrong?
Prove it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to show that. Okay, what's the initial message was?
And how would you
Now-
prove that?
Well, you need to get the original. How'd you get the original?
It was revealed to memory. So how would you get the original?
How do you prove that it was revealed in memory? How do you?
That's
prove
why you have to do it.
Why do we have to do
Yeah.
that?
You see, like I said, and I will
Yeah.
repeat again. With the advent of the Prophet came a practice of memorization.
But how do you know that it
If I
happened
can,
from the
if I can,
beginning?
memorization.
Yeah.
Every year it is done. Now, here's an option. If it is written on paper,
Yeah.
do you have something you individually can assess?
No, really.
You can't.
Of course.
Okay. Have you? Are you at college or are you at work?
I'm at work.
At work. What do you do?
I'm an engineer.
What kind of engineer? Software engineer. Okay. Did you? Obviously, you studied. You completed your degree.
Yeah.
Did you read books?
Yeah.
Did you assess them?
Yeah. And I applied them.
No. Did you assess the books to see if there was anything wrong in them?
Yeah, by applying them. If it didn't work, then the book was wrong.
Exactly. Have you done that with the Quran?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you did.
Well, I read it. Read the life of Muhammad as well.
No, I said the Quran.
The Quran.
Be honest, Chris.
Yeah, I read
If you haven't done it.
Yeah, I read it.
No, you said applied. I said, did you do that with the
applied it.
Quran?
Okay, yeah. So basically,
You can't have.
I I didn't.
You can't have.
Because you claim, okay, there was one claim. Well, there's one claim in the Quran that said what? There were some miracles or some sort of statement about reality in the Quran. What did it say? There's many claims in the Quran. What can I choose? I had to test to see. Yeah, there was about this embryology, that stuff. About the claim, yeah, embryology, yeah, something about that. I had some friends telling me about the embryology in the Quran. And I came to discover that embryology is very similar to what Aristotle said. And Aristotle wrote this like thousands of years before even the Quran even existed.
So you studied it?
Yeah, of course, you have to research this.
You studied it, are you sure?
Yeah, of course.
Right, okay. What did the research tell you? What did Aristotle say and how did it agree with the Quran?
Well, in the time of Aristotle, they had so many terms in how the future sort of grows up and develops and all that stuff, and how it wraps around the bone and the muscle, all this nonsense that I wasn't really interested in. But then I saw the sort of similarity with the Quran as well.
What does the Quran say?
It's long, man.
It might be long, but if you studied it, I'm sure you know.
It talks about basically the meat wrapping the bone. That's pretty much I can remember, something like that.
Is that all you can remember?
Yeah,
right. Okay, Chris. I know. You see, respectfully, you see.
You remember that part in the Quran?
You see, I mean, I appreciate your try, okay? But you can't remember the verse.
Yeah.
You can't remember what it actually says.
Yeah.
What did Aristotle exactly say?
Many things.
About embryology. What did he say? What did he say it looked like?
A leech.
I don't know, boy, but I know he...
You don't know. What did you study?
This is time ago. That's
all right, okay, then choose another example then.
There's so many examples. Okay.
The mountain, store them.
Yeah, you said mountain has roots or something. There's a verse that says mountain that has roots. Yeah, mountain have roots apparently.
And what is wrong with that?
It's wrong because mountains don't have roots.
Why?
Mountains are created by the
tectonic plates shifting.
Yeah.
What does the Quran actually say?
Roots in it. The translation says roots.
What does it say? What does the verse say?
I don't know what the verse is. You can bring. I can search it out.
Right. Okay. Again, search it.
Right,
search
cool,
it. Search it.
Okay. Cool. Let's search it. Say Quran.
First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain. You know it.
Read that.
Then there is no mountain, then there is.
So, we have not made the earth as a bed and the mountain as pegs.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah. I don't know
read the explanation. Yeah. You don't know, then what you need to do is establish the fact first before discussing it. Now, Chris, I appreciate what you're trying to do. On the spur of the moment, you're trying to think, I know that.
Of course,
but I know you can, so you haven't actually studied it.
Okay,
but what I will say to you, Chris, be honest to yourself and be honest to us.
Yeah.
Okay? When you read the books that you talked about and you applied them in practice, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Have you done that with the Quran?
Huh?
You haven't, have you?
Why should I do that?
You haven't. Now the question is this, which I respect your point of view.
Apply the Quran
if I can just
Chris. All the other books that exist.
Excellent. You see, you are asking the Muslim.
Yeah.
So the Muslim will only give you a response according to what Islam says.
Okay.
Now, if you want me to tell you, okay, have you done that with the Bible?
Yeah, I did it with the Bible.
You did it. What did you find wrong with the Bible?
Many things, even from Genesis 1:1.
Give me one example.
Genesis 1:1.
What was wrong with it?
God created the heavens and the earth.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
That's not how the beginning was. In the beginning, there was a infinitely dense singularity. Pure energy.
Are you sure?
Well, we can trace back through the race.
I know what we can trace back, but I'm asking, are you sure about the statement you just made?
Yes.
You are. So it was infinitely dense.
Yes, that's what the scientists say through the data.
Aha. Okay. Well, how does the data prove this?
Well, you measure it.
How?
And you can trace it back. It's like, for example,
how do you measure it?
Well, you use it. They do all the calculations. And they do the modeling and stuff.
Okay, so you are not familiar with it.
Well, not exactly, but I've read it.
Right. Okay.
Sense, yeah.
What are you familiar with, Chris?
What am I familiar with?
Yes.
Science.
Excellent.
Say, yeah.
Let's stick with science, shall we?
Okay, yeah.
Infinitely dense, infinitely hot.
Yeah.
You are not entirely sure
First
how.
law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can we prove that?
It's been proven so many times through scientists. So they've like
It has never. You see, it has never been proven. You see, the logic here you have to understand. If I can just finish.
The first law of thermodynamics. It's been
The first, Chris, the first law, the first law talks about energy. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
So you are saying energy was eternal.
Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah.
Is that scientific?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay, let's follow it through.
Okay.
Yes, you have got an eternal universe.
No, it's not the universe.
I'm asking.
Energy.
I'm asking.
It's not
You don't have.
It's not universe.
So it's just the energy.
It's just energy.
And that energy.
That's the point we can only
Right.
get to. That's
Excellent. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see, what we consider to be the singularity.
Yeah.
The reason it was given that name was because what we call time and space
Yeah.
disappears at that edge. Yes?
course, yeah.
At that point, all the physics, all the
Breaks down,
astrophysics,
the whole
everything
world
breaks down.
Of course, yeah.
What was prior to that according to science?
No.
Can science answer that question?
No, we can't.
It can't. Do you have an answer to it about it
No
being
one can, no
infinitely
one can.
dense and
No, we
infinitely
can't
hot?
even retrace to that point.
We can't even do that.
No,
So
we have to do that.
No, up
we
to
traced
the-
it to the point it's infinitely dense. That's where it
I'm
breaks
asking
down.
you prior to that.
No, we can't, because
Okay.
there ain't no prior.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense when you say
No,
that.
you see, you are absolutely right. It doesn't make sense according to the scientific method.
Well, yeah, because the
Okay.
science method has
Okay.
to do.
Now, is there a possibility that the scientific method may need to be expanded?
Once data
Do you
has
agree
been
with that?
released,
Yes.
If
Once data. Okay.
is there, yeah.
If the data is not present,
Yeah.
can you conclude from data not being present that X prior to that does not exist?
Yes, because that's the default position. You need to have a default position.
That is the default position.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
But we can also ask the question about the prior to the
You can
default
ask
position.
and speculate.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So do you think it will be speculative?
Yeah, it will be speculative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you rely on living your life on speculation?
That doesn't involve anything.
No, I'm
Because you're
asking.
going
I'm
back
just
in time.
asking. I'm asking.
On speculation?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
You
Depends,
can.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
Right, okay. When you did all your studies, did you look at the assessment in the books, go to the speculative elements and test them?
What do you mean speculative element?
Exactly. You see, if, I'll explain.
about?
Don't worry, Chris, I'll
What are
explain.
you talking about, man?
I know it's difficult. I will slow. I will slow.
You're just talking rubbish
Okay.
there. You just went like off on some next.
I know everything you don't agree with, you seem to consider to be rubbish, but it's all right.
Keep it simple, yeah? Don't go into next.
Trust me, this is very simple. I haven't gone technical
So
yet.
we talk about
Respectfully.
a book and speculation.
Okay, let me.
What do you mean by that?
You,
make any sense.
yeah, I'll tell you. You are a software engineer.
Yeah.
And I said to you, did you read books? Did you assess them? And you said yes, you did, and you applied what was written in the books.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. And then I said, right, have you done it with the Quran? And you attempted a response, but I can understand that.
Yeah, because I've
Now,
so much stuff.
I appreciate what you are saying.
Yeah.
And then I moved on. Yes,
Yeah.
you said, what would you like to deal with science?
Science.
So I'm asking you,
Yeah.
to simplify it for you,
Cool.
okay? As a person,
Yeah.
if you had a book that had, according to your standard, certainty in application, and you had a book that contained speculation,
Yeah.
which one would you adopt?
Pretty much, well, certainty is impossible in the universe because.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm just saying,
Listen to me carefully.
If it was true that certainty was a standard of the air,
So do you have anything called scientific certainty?
pretty much, yeah.
Fact?
Probability.
Fact?
Well, the universe is governed by probability, really.
No, I'm asking you again. You
Yeah.
see, a book that contains certainty, a book that contains speculation.
Yeah.
And I asked, which one would you adopt?
Certainty.
The word adopt. Certainty. Why would you do that?
If it's based on evidence, then certainty, yeah.
But the evidence has to be assessed.
What do you mean assessed?
How are you going to establish it to be proved?
Well, it has to be consistent, innit? So it has to be predictive.
No. The predictive element is in the scientific method you are discussing. What I'm asking is different. I'm saying to you, I'm asking for you to establish proof, you would have to assess the evidence.
Everything has to be based on evidence.
No,
Whether
again, I
it's
agree.
determined or speculative.
I entirely
Yeah.
agree with you.
So-
But from speculative to certain
Yeah,
is after investigation of the evidence.
pretty much it, yeah.
Now I'm going to ask a simple question
Nothing
again.
100%.
No, I agree, but here is the problem, Chris, I find with a lot of atheists and others.
Okay,
Yes?
what's the problem?
Your logic so far has agreed with everything.
Yeah.
Now I will ask a simple question.
Okay.
Have you studied and assessed the Quran to the extent that you do with any other book?
Pretty much, yeah.
What does pretty much yeah mean? 20%? And I want you to be honest.
Yeah?
30%, 50%, 60%, 70? Which?
I'll say 80%.
You've done 80. What happened to the other 20?
Just rubbish, to be honest.
So 20% of which you have not studied or read, you have concluded is rubbish. Is that logical?
Pretty much. Yeah, it is, right?
How?
Because I'm using statistics, I'm using probability.
What probability or statistical analysis did you use? No, if I can just, what probability or statistical analysis did you use in the 80% to come to the conclusion? If I can just finish. Again, we are back to the same one. You see, the point here is this, and I will use the example. You know, when you talk about supernatural, yes?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, if I look around me, yes?
Supernatural.
If I look around me, the very word supernatural has become a buzzword for people who respectfully do not understand what they are talking about. And I don't mean that personally, yeah? And I will tell you why, okay? The word supernatural means going beyond what is considered to be
You can
natural.
call it undernatural if you want. Below the natural.
It's up to you.
If anything.
It's up to you. What makes you comfortable? Tell me. Supernatural or undernatural? Which one?
Yeah. Any, man, any.
So we can dispense with supernatural, can we?
Anything, like anything beyond.
No, I'm asking you.
Anything beyond the laws of physics, basically.
Right, excellent.
Cool, yeah.
So, multiverses, are they beyond the laws of physics?
No, that's still being investigated.
I'm asking.
Huh?
According to what we
No, it
know.
shouldn't be.
Sorry?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. But it is speculative now, right now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because of the data.
Do you accept the idea of multiverses?
Not yet, until the data is
Do you accept?
Not at the moment.
No, you don't. But the data that they is sort of it's not pushing them towards that.
It is.
They are praying that it will lead them to that.
Oh, you think they are praying? No, it's
I'm
not
entitled to
like
my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Thank
saying.
you. But now let's deal with the facts. We are talking about these scientists who are trying to prove it.
Yeah, what's
now here exactly. Now you see, Chris, I will then ask, okay, we know, as I was talking to this gentleman earlier, we know about subatomic particles.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we see them?
No, but we can investigate them, we can apply them, we can test them, we can measure them.
Again, that's not the issue. The issue is, can we see them?
Well, with your eyes? No, you can't see with
We
your
can't.
eyes. You can't.
Now, do you know?
To use instruments to see them.
Right. Richard Dawkins wrote a book.
Yeah.
He's written quite a few books. Yeah. In one of the books, he says, truth, yeah, is something that you can't totally grasp. So what he said, yeah, it is in his book, The Greatest Show on Earth. Yeah. He says, to establish facts, sometimes you have to rely on the best inference.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, depends on if that inference is based on the correct data, yeah.
Now, you see, if the inference is based on the correct data, yeah, what does that mean?
It means you're applying your logic or reality as best as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you come across a stumbling block in the process of investigation, would you consider that speculative, but best inference has established X to be a fact?
If it's consistent to the results you're receiving, yes.
And if it is, if
it
that
doesn't change your results, then
and if that exactly, and if that consistency is entirely based on speculative reasoning,
it won't be speculative. It's always consistent.
Can I be consistent in being inconsistent?
What do you mean be consistent? No, you can't.
I can't?
You can't.
You can't? Are you sure?
Yeah.
A person cannot be inconsistent continually.
Yeah, they can be consistent.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
they can be consistent in being inconsistent. But now, take that a step further. You see, I know many people, like you just said, statistical analysis, 80% of the Quran.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
What statistical analysis did you apply?
Many things, the claims, innit? The claims that was made.
No, statistical analysis, what is that?
Well, you take a variable amount of, you know,
Right.
data, and
Okay.
then obviously you chop it down to various chunks.
Excellent.
And make a statistical,
Excellent. Excellent.
mathematical equation from it.
Right, okay. Mathematical data, are you sure?
No, mathematical, statistical data. Model, basically, a model.
Okay.
Well, that's going into some next bullshit. That's
Well, you are referring to that, so it must be. I don't know.
I determine things that are reality.
But I am asking how you arrived at the reasoning, and in order to do that, Chris,
against the data. So
you
we have
see,
reality as the
excellent,
data.
excellent. Okay.